All right, well, as I'm sure you saw the release, we agreed to terms with free agent Oliver Perez on a 2-year deal. Actually, Ollie and I go back, probably mid-'90s. I mean, he was 15 years old. I couldn't sign him until he was 16, but Dave Stewart and I saw him down in Yucatan and Merida. Signed him with the Padres, watched him develop, and pretty proud of the career that he's had. Now he's transitioning, of course, into a relief role where the majority of his career was as a starter, but a great athlete, great arm. And for us, we feel in our ballpark, power kind of plays, not only with the bats but also with the arms. And to have a power left-hander now on our bullpen, we think was something that we needed. It was an area we wanted to upgrade, and we feel we've done it with Ollie.
How do you envision using Ollie? Just what role would he fill in the bullpen?
I would, I'm going to pretty much leave that up to Gibby and Hark. I think he has the type of stuff that could really pitch, anywhere from probably the 6th to the 9th. I think what we like about Ollie is, he's always had good numbers both against lefties and righties. So he's not your typical left-on-left guy that might be somebody that might, throw a 1 inning plus, maybe an inning and a third. But he feels his position well. He's got a great pickoff move, and with the fastball and the breaking ball that he has and the angle that he has, he's kind of like a left-handed Ziegler with more power. But the type of guy that you could probably use him anywhere from the 6th to the 9th.
How long had you been talking about a contract? Did it just kind of come up in the last few days? Or?
Yeah, probably within the last week. I've kind of kept my eye on him most of the winter. We talked a little bit about it. I talked to Jack Sorensic about him actually last year at the trade deadline, and got a chance to see him last year in spring training when he was with Team Mexico. He made our hitters look rather silly, in the inning of work that he had out here. And I know his character. I know his competitiveness. Not often are there free agents that you kind of know some of the intangibles that they possess, but because of the history, there's a lot of positives other than what he does, when he's on the mound. I mean, he does a lot of things good. And I would say he was probably within the last week, talked to Scott, just said kind of kicking some tires. It was an area, as we sat in these roster meetings with myself and Dave Duncan and Gibby, Hark, the other coaches, is, the one area that we kind of looked at least on our pitching staff, is we'd like to maybe even get a little bit better and upgrade our left-handed relief. Other than Joe, we didn't have a lot of experience down there, and Ollie was still out there, and this is home for him. We probably got a little bit of a discount, hometown discount, because he lives here in Paradise Valley, but hopefully he's only 32 years old, so I'm hoping he's here for a long time. Well, I mean, in the perfect world, it'd be nice to have multiple lefties, in our pen. Don't know exactly how that's going to play out at the end of the season, but Yuri's got limited time. Joe Patterson really hasn't been up here since 11. And Joe, struggled with us last year, and this spring he's been okay. But, I think, Ollie was somebody that we felt if the deal made sense, it would, was going to be somebody that we think could significantly upgrade our bullpen.
Did you feel any differently about your lefty depth coming into camp as opposed to a week ago when you guys started talking about a deal?
I think we knew, even in the wintertime, other than Joe, Yuri and Joe Patterson, not a lot of experience. Kind of one experienced left-hander. He's a 5+ player. He's going to be a free agent next year. Pitched well in Boston, but didn't really pitch all that well in the end of August and September. And, it's probably the one area that we looked at this winter, knew that probably wasn't high on our priority list, but as we got into spring and had a chance to look at games and look what we had, our inventory in-house, it was probably the one area that we said, there was way to upgrade it, probably lefty relief. And I mean, you look at our division. You know, it's nice to have a power left-hander for Carlos Gonzalez, for Adrian Gonzalez. You know, you turn Chase Headley around, you know, in San Diego. It's turned Sandoval around in San Francisco and Belt. So hopefully we've achieved that.
Is power kind of the phrase in the word of the day?
Well, no, I mean, I think with Ollie, it's power, it's different arm slots. It's a guy that controls a running game, a guy that fields his position well, and a guy that is not just a situational left-hander. It's a guy that could probably maybe even throw 2 innings. You know, and one thing we had was a lot of one-inning guys last year, and I think now with Delgado, with Coleman, with Ollie, you know, you've got guys that could, you know, give guys in your back into your pen a little bit of a blow, and they could, you know, give you more than an inning of work. And somebody we think could get good right-handed hitters out as well. I mean, you know, I think ownership was very supportive, and, you know, we've been, as we have our meetings, you know, I have probably daily conversations with Ken and Derek on where we're at, and, you know, they'll ask me my thoughts on the ball club right now, areas of concern, what do you like about it, you know, and they were well aware that, you know, left-handed relief was an area of concern, just based on what we've seen over the last three weeks. You know, and told them I don't know what it'll cost us, but I got kind of an idea financially what it's at, and you know, they gave me the go-ahead to go ahead and do it. You know, what we do before Australia or what we do before San Francisco, I really can't answer that right yet.
Do you think, just not from a money standpoint, but just in terms of having maybe too many guys for not enough open spots, you think you might have to make a move just to? Sorry, I was asking you to predict the future.
Well, I don't like to look into the future. I mean, to me, it's nice to have depth and more, you know, probably more spots than what you could, who knows, maybe you carry 13 guys. You know, Australia, you have an expanded roster. You only have 2 games, so you could probably carry extra relievers, at least temporarily. You know, it's going to be a little bit different once we open up, and with the Giants, when you're down to a 25-man roster and you got to carry, you know, maybe you carry 4 starters early versus 5. So I don't really want to look into the future what we're going to do. We have some excess. We know that. We understand that. But a lot could happen. I mean, injuries, who knows? So I've been in this long enough to know that things, you know, could change drastically within 24 hours with health, and things could happen in games, in spring training games.
No, first of all, because my wife's pregnant, she got probably tomorrow is gonna be the 40 weeks. So I was personally, I was waiting because this is gonna be my second kid, and I was kind of waiting and stay with her and support her because I play winter ball, and I was kind of ready to show up to any spring training like for right now. And we probably had to go to Australia and probably had to pitch a couple innings, and I will be ready. So, you know, that was kind of perfect for me. Every time when we're going to see basketball, we always go to the past the stadium, and I always tell my wife, "What you think if we play right here? It can be perfect because right here is my second home, and you know it can be perfect for, I think, for anybody who live around here."
How is the transition to the bullpen gone? What got that started, and how have you embraced that?
Yeah, after I get released with the Mets, I signed with Nationals, and I was with Spin Williams. He was my pitching coach with Pittsburgh, and he told me after the season ended in the minor league when I was in Double-A, he told me you always had a really good success against lefties and righties. So, the fastest time to go to big leagues can be a reliever. I think you just have to go win the ball and start getting to the situation to be a reliever, learn about your workout and all that kind of stuff to to be ready to when you go to spin training, you can be available to show everybody like how good you can be in the bullpen.
Was that a hard transition to make?
That was first of all, I was kind of different about my workout because normally starters you got 5 days to prepare, but reliever you had to be available every day. I think that was the only difference for me. And when I went to Winterborg probably from first week in November, and I finished the season pretty well, and I was feeling really good. I got the opportunity to go to Seattle. I really thanks all the opportunity they gave me. I did all the best to help the team. I'm really happy to all what I did for them.
When things were winding down with the Mets, would you have ever thought that you'd get another multi-year contract like this?
Well, I think I didn't even. I was thinking every year because normally what happened there, I was really tough times for me because personally and basebally. But right now, I'm very happy to all the process I went. That was not easy. I can even quit anytime. But I'm not that kind of person. I always want to do the best. I show everybody I was hurt, and right now I show everybody I'm ready to go, and I'm excited to be here.
At any point this spring, did it seem like a possibility that the season might start and you wouldn't have a deal? Did it seem like something that?
Yeah, I was speaking with Scott, and he was trying to get me time to be with my family first, because I told them if normally the season start probably in how long? Probably
3 weeks. Right?
3 weeks. So if I sign probably next week, I'm gonna have 2 weeks. So probably like I can throw five innings and I'm gonna be ready. So right now we had to go Australia and probably throw like 2-3 innings and I'm gonna be ready.
Do you think you'll go? Do you know if you'll go? Or
Hmm?
do you know if you'll go to Australia?
I don't know. I think I will pitch tomorrow and every 2 days, and I don't know. I know they want to have the decision.
Tomorrow in a game?
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
But you'd be ready. You'd be ready. You feel like you'll be ready.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm gonna pitch tomorrow, because yesterday was my first day in camp, and today and tomorrow I'm gonna be ready to be in the game.
You say your wife's due tomorrow.
Hmm?
Your wife is due to deliver.
So we're supposed to do it tomorrow, but I don't know. I probably had to run between innings and I don't know.
Does that make you nervous about going to Australia? Or maybe.
I think it's very excited to everybody. It's those opportunities you have to enjoy it like personally, like a professional, because you want to play in another country. You want to represent the city right now. This Arizona. I want to represent Mexico too.
What do you like about the relief role? What do you like about being a late inning reliever?
Oh, it's kind of more fun because normally, as a starter, you always start the game and I don't know how you say, you got plenty time to think about it. But you're a reliever, you normally you go in key situation if you think gonna win or you think is gonna lose. So I think for me, this is very exciting. Normally, when I'm run to the mound, I know my person is gonna the person gonna decide the game. So I think this is it's fun.
is your stuff better now than it was at the end with the Mets? Are you throwing harder?
Yeah, probably right now probably way better than how I end with the Mets,
Why do you think?
because that was different. That was different. You say the 2000, what year you say?
I don't know. What,
It was 12.
at the end, yeah, 11 or 12.
No, I was way better because I've been throwing a lot. I went to win the ball, and that was way different than how I was there because I was a starter. And sometimes you don't play win the ball for a pitcher. Your hamstring just doesn't do that.
Oliver, de regreso a la Liga Nacional después de haber debutado con Padres y luego en la división oeste, ¿no? ¿Qué recuerdos se trae llegar aquí?
Bueno, pues primeramente, de hecho, yo tuve muchas anécdotas aquí en Arizona. Yo estaba con San Diego, como mismo tú lo dices. Y pues para mí Arizona es mi segunda casa, ¿no? Yo diría que ahora me va a tocar aquí jugar con los Diamondbacks y para mí es una gran oportunidad de jugar aquí en mi segunda casa y tener la oportunidad de que mi familia esté viniendo un poco más seguido, ¿no?
Hablabas del proceso de convertirte en pitcher abridor, ahora en pitcher situacional, ¿no? No solamente relevista, sino para situaciones especiales. ¿Cómo te has preparado para
Sí, de hecho, como le comenté ahorita, que es una de las situaciones que a mí me gusta mucho, ¿no? Porque mayormente en mis manos va a estar la decisión del juego si ganamos o perdemos, ¿no? Yo creo que es una de las cosas que como relevo es lo que más aprecio.
¿Te sirvió haber pichado en Culiacán?
Claro, yo creo que los últimos 3 años es lo que me ha mantenido ahorita, ¿no? He agarrado bastante fuerza y llego a spin training prácticamente al 100%.
¿Te quedaste con ganas de ir a Venezuela? ¿Al Caribe?
De hecho, yo fui a la del Caribe.
¿Cómo te sentiste con el título?
Pues bien, bien, nosotros quedamos campeones y pues yo diría que México quedó bicampeón.
Ok. Bueno, pues ya aparte, pues, vas a ser papá, nervioso.
Pues claro que sí, mira, cada vez que digo que se pone uno más nervioso que cuando está en la loma. All right, thank you guys, appreciate it.